really targeted to seemingly very different
Show me where I can do the most good.
And are doing quite well with it. I mean, you know, that would defy a lot of what, you know, maybe your mentors or what other people in this SEO space would say, oh, are you trying to do authority? Are you know, but
first and foremost, my
approach because you just know it's the best interest of your readers. And it seems like you're getting quite rewarded for it.
Yeah, I talked to a lot of bloggers, you know, after blogging mastermind group, the website sold, they closed their blogging mastermind group. A couple friends that were in that group, we said, let's keep this party going, and so we launched a new blogging mastermind together. So okay. it puts me in a really unique situation that I get to talk to all these other bloggers and everything and help market that group. And that's what everyone's scared of. They're like, well, if I'm a niche, if my blog is all about selling screws and I talk about something that's not about selling screws, then
with all my heart,
people are gonna freak out and leave the site and never.
I'm under attack.
And it's like, well, I really think
time
you
is
have to
short.
understand there's a niche. You have to have a deal, and your deal is kind of your niche and your branding kind of intersect.
The potential for sacrifice is great. Is all.
And I think that your deal can be a little bigger than your niche. And tie it all back together. So if your site is about selling screws,
I'll give it my all. I offer myself.
And you know that most of the people that buy screws are contractors, then you can put out a post that's like, hey, the best, the worst flips on TV, or the best home improvement TV shows, or something that's more to higher level that's not necessarily related to selling screws.
Your middle tower is under attack.
But it would be of interest to your audience because you know that about them, right? They might like home improvement shows, or they might like, so like if you're a physician blogger and you talk about health issues, you can publish a post
for the greater good.
Hey, the most cringe-worthy medical TV shows.
Swiftly now.
Because it's
you've got this entertainment section down. You can just whip those titles out like it's tomorrow.
So, but and the cool thing about that is, it's probably not going to help you, with your affiliate link to sell vitamins or whatever, right? But it does help you build.
There can never be too much in fake.
It helps you with backlink building, because those are the type of things like people that
with all my will.
Whatever. Other people in the vitamin niche don't want to link
at once
because they're trying to rank their own review content, right? But if you put something out
with a will,
fun, those people will possibly move back to that. That post will be shared on social media. That post could do well on Reddit, right? And then if you have like a good lead magnet, when people visit your site, they sign up for your email list. If you have good calls to actions, like, hey, follow me on social media, do this, then you capture those people with those kind of posts, and then you move them through kind of your funnel. So that's kind of like in sales, that's your, really top of the, very, very, very top of the funnel, and then you kind of move them down through. And I think, sometimes I think in content marketing online, I think we kind of, we ignore how people really like to buy things. I typically buy this thing from, right? Normally you gotta nurture a relationship, right?
It's the old dating analogy, right? You don't walk up and say, hey, can you marry me?
Swiftly now.
Yeah, so like jump, jab, punch or whatever, right? You gotta
I'd stake my life on.
You still have to follow that same thing along. You have to build a relationship with
an honor.
And so getting outside of your niche a little bit can help you do that if you understand your audience. And then what you do is, so it makes sense, you tie it all back together with your branding. And so that's why, like, if you go to my website, so we use a similar design aesthetic on
time is short.
And our entertainment posts. So we actually have a subscription with Design Pickle.
I'll give it my all.
Custom made all of our featured images for our posts, and we use a similar design aesthetic for all of those posts. So when you're seeing our content, you know, if you're familiar with us, you know this is our content, and everything, ties back together.
For the greater
so it's
good.
not jarring when people, show up to this website and they go, well, why is all this stuff here?
With all my heart.
And then in particular,
Will not
with
go to
SEO,
waste. Huh?
we find that people stay in their path.
Willingly.
Like if I have a post about passive income, and people Google passive income and they find my passive income post, that passive income post probably links to a post about side hustles. And then they follow through to that post about side hustles, maybe, right? And then maybe side hustles links to something else personal finance related.
Attack!
It's not my passive income post, links to the top 10 things you need to watch on Netflix.
For the greater good.
Right? So the people aren't getting that jarring experience, really. The only way to find out, like,
With a will.
found us on Google, the only
Your
way to
middle
find out
tower is under attack.
It's good
is
to
you have to
hear.
find the post, go to the homepage,
At
scroll
once.
down on the homepage, find the post, and then find something that we're
quickening.
interested in. There's this here, I think a lot of that. Well, if I do something like that, I'm gonna upset you. My thought is, you do everything.
My poison
blogging to
works.
not upset
It's
people.
magic.
It's not going to matter because the people that are going to get easily upset, you're going to piss them off somehow. You're going to do something to upset them. Doesn't matter what you do. So you can't worry about the one person you might upset by us having personal finance and entertainment. You should really focus
For the
on
twin.
the best.
I thank you for this second chance at
I
sacrifice.
understand you can be a couple different things.
It's great. It's great tips.
Duty
And
calls.
if people are searching for something to get from this interview, you can't find passive income.
Time
That's
is short.
a wonderful analogy you gave us.
There you go.
All kidding
More to
aside,
give.
let's talk about that revenue
Yes.
that you have on the site and how it's split. You talked about Mediavine and AdThrive, and I'm just curious if the bulk of your income is
I'll
from
give it my all.
from ad generated revenue, or if you're doing any sort of affiliate relationships on the site.
We do. So we are about 65 to 70% display advertising, and then we have some, and then the rest is probably affiliate marketing. We do a couple sponsored campaigns a year, and they'll kind of like bump up our campaigns.
The acid test.
That's great. That's great. I'm guessing the the RPMs in the finance niche are known to be typically good and whatnot. What is there a seasonality component to it? I mean, is personal finance and that topic is it seasonal at all? Do you see that you talked about the Q4 bump? Is that just a bump on the ad revenue side, or is there a traffic bump that happens during
Swear
the
I
season?
shall not squander.
Well, a little bit. More like a traffic dip.
No,
So
no.
going into summer, we expect a traffic dip on the personal finance side, and this is where being like multi-niche has really been a
With all
godsend.
my heart.
Because we know the personal finance stuff tends to dip down in the summer.
Yes.
So what we do is we ramp up the entertainment. And so you'll know going into the summer.
Agony slips you out.
They're just like, oh, it's summer, I'm gonna do that. And we look at that as an opportunity to grab market share,
Willing.
right? And so I want to work hard at that because it's a great opportunity. So what we do is we push out more fun stuff, and not just entertainment, but even on the personal finance side, we try to make the summer stuff kind of fun. So we might do, best books, best audio books for a road trip, best personal finance books, most inspiring books to listen to.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Side hustles you can do during the summer.
I'm not ready.
We during the summer we send our email later in the evening. So typically we send during the winter we send.
Your middle tower is under attack.
home at 8 o'clock.
Monster kill!
Your middle
And
tower
so we
is
sent
under
an email
attack.
out a little bit later to 'em.
Duty
So we
calls.
just tried to kind of control for that, but absolutely, this is
Your bottom tower is under attack.
so we just try to offset that by creating, kind of fun, kind of topics for someone.
That's great. And very smart, very smart. I've heard you touch on this a few times, so I'm going to kind of go back to different parts you've talked about so far, but I've heard you mention the word myth a couple times offhandedly.
Dire structures are fortified.
Bloggers do, website owners do, that just are myths and nonsense. I mean, can you expand on that a little bit more? Did you have any other myths that you kind of debunked or you've seen not play out as stated in your website journey?
Yeah, so I mean, there's so many myths when it comes to blogging. It's kind of crazy. And, I've really tried to immerse myself in I haven't done it that long in the scheme of things. I'm smart enough to learn from others. And so I love to participate in all these different Facebook groups and forums and everything. And it's funny because you can literally see the birth of a bad idea or a myth, because someone will go into Facebook and they'll say, hey, how should I do this when I'm setting up a guest post? And then someone will respond, oh, you should never do a guest post because Google hates guest posts. And then they'll put a little snippet of like SEO journal or whatever where there's a video of someone from Google responding to a question about paid guest posts and they're negative on it. So that gets posted in the Facebook group out of context. Everyone sees it, freaks out, and then they're all scared.
With all my heart.
And you just have
Your
all these
bottom
people
tower
that are
is under
just scared
attack.
to do anything, and they just believe, okay, if I put out good content, eventually they'll come. And it just doesn't.
Your
it doesn't
bottom
happen
tower
that way.
is under attack.
Put out the best content, put out content
Radiant
every single
structures
day,
are
no matter how
fortified.
good that you are, how talented of a writer you are. If you're not out there promoting that content, Google's never going to. I think that SEO puts way more weight on backlink building than they did. And then on top of it, I think everything for Google.
Time is short.
There's other search engines out there, right? There's, MSN is still a viable search engine, and in fact, for some niches, MSN might be a better search engine to actually optimize your website for, right? Because MSN users
The gods spread me light,
higher income,
nor shall I waste it.
Like if you're in
Swiftly
actual,
now.
maybe the retirement niche, you're actually going to be probably better off on MSN than you are at Google, because that's where your audience is. They're using MSN. People are becoming concerned about privacy and security, so DuckDuckGo and some of these other community networks and everything are starting to place more. People are starting to use it. And from those perspectives, like MSN is flat out not being an extra tools. Flat out tell you, build more links to your content. So I mean, back hugely important. It needs to be done right. You don't want to go and hire backlinks on Fiverr or hire backlinks on Black Hat Forum or anything like that.
Double damage.
Guest posting. I think
Your middle tower is under attack.
And then I also not only concerned about doing posting on other sites, but there's this huge myth about it expands your audience. And reciprocal linking. Right? And that's something you hear a lot of people say, well, I don't want
enemy's
guest
top
posts on the
tower
site and
has
offer
fallen.
guest posts on my site for the person, because then that means we're linking. Everyone's scared of that. And what we have to understand with reciprocal linking, what Google is, what they want really wanted to shut down the practice that happened kind of like in the early 2000s, late 90s of these directories.
At once.
Right, where you said, well, list your website on our directory, you can pay us $24
With a will.
our directory. Or if you link to our directory, we'll link to you and you'll get the listing for free.
An
And
honor.
that's what Google, and everybody was doing that, like Neil Patel and all these guys back in the day. That's what people
I'll give it my all.
right? And Google came out and they said, we don't want these directories going on anymore. So
Yes.
they came out and they said, we think reciprocal linking is bad in the sense where you're paying for a link or it's a tit for tat. You link to me, I link to you.
Tat for
That's the
pay.
problem with that. Websites linking to each other, I don't think is necessarily a problem.
An honor.
It's just how it's done, right? Wikipedia.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Get on an article or something because it's a knowledgeable source, right? If a product gets the JD Power and Associates, right? JD Power and Associates links to that company's page, right? And that company, then you have a press page where they go, hey, we just have the JD Power and Associates, and they link back to the website, right? I mean, like websites, that's how the web works. Everybody kind of links back to each other. So I think if reciprocal linking is, I'll do
From the novel realm I return.
And it's not paid for, it's not spammy, they're legitimate sites. You're not linking to the same pages of each other or whatever.
Willingly.
I mean, I think that's natural, and I think that's perfectly fine, and I don't think that Google has a problem with that. I don't know that they've ever come out and said that they have a problem with
The
that.
rune of illusion.
Right, if you actually look at what Google's come out and said, is Google's come out and said they have problems for links that are not editorially earned.
Dire's structures are
They
fortified.
have problems with anchor text that is overly optimized.
Know my
So
pay.
if you're in Orlando and every single link in a post, even if the post is kind of legitimate, every single hyperlink in that post is Orlando Jeweler, right? Google probably has a problem with that, but like legitimate,
give it my all.
natural kind of things. And you don't have to be, an SEO genius. You can kind of feel if does this feel like a real post, or does this feel like, spam? You can kind of feel that.
Swiftly now.
Reciprocal linking, I think, is a huge thing to
Blood sour.
Some good stuff there. That's some good stuff there. And again, you've spoken from your success. It's very.
With all my heart.
You.
and we've seen it over our network as well. So that's what's kind of cool, because we're still making this mastermind group of bloggers, and so whatever I do, I kind of share with them, and they kind of replicate it, and so we see it kind of
Invisibility.
over again, and it kind of becomes validation.
Time is short.
Trying things is okay. Yeah, so we did start our own mastermind group. So when Rockstar Podcast had sold, the new owner decided to disband and that group decided and this was really kind of cool.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Down and say, what did we love about this group? And we really did love it. Responsible for all of our growth. We had like love for that group. And we said, but what can we do
At once.
better or different? Because obviously we're starting from so one thing that we found was a wonderful source for networking and building relationships, but they never used the size of the group to
With a will.
really kind of accomplish anything. To never go negotiate. So what we've done
For the greater good.
is use our mastermind group to go out and
For the twin.
software, crowdsource software, to so for example, when we negotiated tools.
Your middle
resources,
tower is under attack.
you go and buy the tools and resources, and then you can pick up a seat on that. So we would use that to, save money for our members by using that. We've also reached out to brands, and we said, look, instead of hiring and everybody, why don't you work with our whole group and we can work together?
I'm under attack.
Your middle tower is under attack.
My heart.
Make it less work for the group, and then so we can that and the revenue of everybody that
Is that all?
So we've really kind of used
Swiftly.
The enemy's bottom tower has
collectively
fallen.
so that everybody kind of benefits and we create something.
Your middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Maybe any one of us individually maybe are not super interesting to them, right? They're maybe too small to work with.
Your middle tower has
or
fallen.
whatever. Because we have this big group, we've created a combined for the whole group, and we can go to the media and say, hey, would you like to create a relationship with our group?
For the greater
Here's
good.
what we can bring to the table. And so by working together, we can kind of create opportunities that people can't necessarily achieve on their own.
That's wow. It's interesting. We had the CEO of Mediavine on the podcast recently, and he talked about a strategy very similar to that in terms of how together with all the sites that they have under their publishing kind of domain, like they can just negotiate stronger ad deals, they can negotiate better rates for all the publishers on their platform. So it's
Yeah, the whole thing about it is I think our secret sauce is with our group is we found out a way to get people to not be greedy. And unfortunately, in blogging, that's like, people don't think they're necessarily being greedy. Like that's really kind of what holds a lot of bloggers back, because they're like, well, if I give this person, if I share my audience with this person, then I'm diminished a little bit because I helped someone else rank. Maybe they're trying to outrank, they're trying to rank so I'm not going to help them on this other opportunity. And the thing is, you can't really think like that in blogging because there's 10 spots in Google for a particular term. On the first page, depending on this, there's a bunch of ads or whatever, right? But let's just say there's 10 spots in Google. And so if you try to get greedy and one site from, ranking that position, then some other site is going to go ahead and take it. Like if I don't work with the members in my group, then, I'm just NerdWallet's going to outrank it, right? So it's better to work together and, maybe we all have an opportunity. I win on one opportunity, they win on another opportunity. Together and create the rising tide.
I'll give it my all.
Can people, are you guys, taking more people? Can people kind of learn more about your mastermind group?
We are. So I think it's really cool. So we actually offer, we do so much, it becomes a lot to sell. So many bloggers have been burnt by so many blogging products and courses and everything. But what we do is we actually offer the group for 3 months for $1. And the only reason the only reason we charge the $1 is because we have been so we charge $1 for 3 months, and then people can come in, join, test it all out, see if they want to stay in the group, and then after that it is $185 a month. And the reason for the charge is mostly the pay for all the tools and SEO and everything that we give everybody. About $700 a month of
Your
SEO.
bottom tower is under
The
attack.
things that people are already paying for, like Moz or Ahrefs, we include those in the
Your bottom tower has fallen.
And where can we go from that?
So, I'll send you a link so you can put it in the show notes, or you can go to moneymix.us and sign up with my
Your top tower is under attack.
Well, it's been I feel like an hour. Lots of
Your
different
top
stuff.
tower is
I'm
under
gonna have to go
attack.
back and rewatch this one take notes myself. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing so many little knowledge nuggets, and also congratulations
Your
on your
bottom
success.
tower is under attack.
Thanks for being willing to come share with everybody who listens.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, okay. We'll talk soon. Thank you.
All paths find.
Your
Again, a
bottom
big
tower
thanks
is
to
under attack.
Ahrefs for sponsoring today's podcast. Ahrefs is an all-in-one SEO tool set. They help you get more traffic from Google by helping you understand what you need to fix on your website. Now, you could hire this out to a costly consultant, or you could go and hire an expensive audit agency, or you could use the power of Ahrefs Webmaster Tools. It's a free resource. It's going to help you prioritize those optimization opportunities on your site. In the long run, that's going to lead to more traffic from Google, which is a good thing. The tool helps you see which keywords your pages are ranking for, helps you understand how Google is seeing your content, and helps you discover how making changes can blow up your traffic. Imagine what this could do for you in the long run. So again, thanks to Ahrefs for helping us with the podcast today, and you can learn more about this free tool
Your
by visiting
bottom tower is under attack.
ahrefs.com/webmaster-tools. Again, that's ahrefs.com/webmaster-tools.
Your top tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen. Your top tower is under attack.
With all my heart.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Duty calls.
Your top tower has fallen.
Crimson!
Your top tower is under attack.
Yes.
Your top tower is under attack.
For the greater good. Willingly. Yes, I share my pain. Yes. Yes. Steady on! Swiftly now! An honor!
Dire's structures are fortified.
At once! Duty calls. Time is short. Willingly. With a will.
For the twins.
Tis good to give. For the greater good. I'll give it my all. I'll give it my all. For the greater good. Willingly. At once. With all my heart. With all my will. Tis vital. Agony seeks you out. I've staked my life on it.
Your shrine has fallen to the radiant.
Immortality. Small offering. Swiftly now. Yes. Yes. Time is short. With a will.
Gold for Lightful.
Yes. Duty call. I'm under attack. I'm not ready.
Cannot be.
An honor.
All warfare is asymmetric.
Time is short. I'll give it my all. Yes. With all my heart. Willingly. Weigh your fate.
gods wish more of me!
I beg you.
Have yet to run their course. At once! Duty calls. Yes. Secret speed. Unstoppable. I'm under attack.
Poison.
I'll respond. My gratitude. In the novel realm. Yes. The hunt is on. Swiftly now. With a will! A quickening!
Dire's structures are fortified.
For the greater good!
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
An honor! Tis vital! Know my pain! Offering accepted. With all my will! Sacred speed. The gods grant me life, nor shall I waste it. With a will! Yes. For the greater good.
Greetings, my friend.
I'll give it my all. Willingly. Duty calls. Time is short. Swiftly now. 'Twas worth it. With all my heart. An honor. Time is short. Yes.
That should help.
For the greater good. For a good cause. Yes. Duty calls.
Roshan has fallen to the bear to
A
be seen.
stronger sacrifice. With all my heart. With a will. Swiftly now. Willingly. At once. I'll give it my all. Yes. Uh-huh. A meager offer. Yes. An honor. Time is short. Willingly. Swiftly now. Yes. At once.